The Vikings are faced with a decision that could change the course of the franchise, but the front office's hesitation raises an urgent question. Why hasn't the team signed a veteran to guide their young quarterback? Something behind the scenes might be holding up this choice, and the truth may surprise even the most attentive fans. What is really behind this delay? There is a strategic detail that few have noticed, and it could define the future of the team. With McCarthy chosen to be the future of the franchise, the need for an experienced veteran on the roster has become evident. In this video, I'll show you why Joe Flacco stands out as the most logical option to mentor McCarthy, and the real reason the Vikings keep postponing this crucial decision to announce the backup quarterback. What is behind this delay? As the Minnesota Vikings progress in their preparation for the 2025 season, the backup quarterback position remains undefined. With McCarthy chosen to be the future of the franchise, the need for an experienced veteran on the roster has become evident. Among the available names, Joe Flacco stands out as the most logical option, but the team continues to delay a decision. What is behind this delay? Is it merely a financial issue or a carefully planned strategy to preserve future draft picks? At 40 years old, Joe Flacco remains one of the most respected veteran quarterbacks in the NFL. A Super Bowl XLVI champion with the Ravens and named Comeback Player of the Year in 2023 after leading the Browns to the playoffs, he still demonstrates the ability to command an offense when needed. Last season, playing for the Indianapolis Colts, Flacco completed 65.3% of his passes for 1,761 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, proving he can still be a reliable asset in critical moments. Beyond his on-field performance, his experience as a mentor has become a valuable asset for franchises investing in young quarterbacks. For the Vikings, this combination of leadership and technical competence would make Flacco the ideal tutor for McCarthy. With the departure of Sam Darnold in free agency to the Seattle Seahawks, the team now counts on Brett Rypien as the backup, a name that still doesn't inspire full confidence to take over the position if needed. Reports indicate that the Vikings have already expressed interest in Flacco, but the delay in finalizing the contract may be linked to strategic issues. A relevant factor is the NFL's compensatory draft pick system. By signing Flacco before the deadline of the compensatory picks window, Minnesota could compromise its chances of receiving additional draft selections. This mechanism benefits teams that lose key players in free agency, granting extra picks if no qualifying free agents are signed. According to projections, a contract in the range of $5 to $6 million annually could directly impact this equation. If the team waits until the window closes, which happens after the 2025 draft, they could sign Flacco without jeopardizing their future picks. The Vikings' hesitation reflects the philosophy of general manager Mensah, who has adopted a meticulous approach to building the roster. In recent interviews, he emphasized the importance of balancing McCarthy's development with the need for a reliable backup without compromising the team's long-term plans. We need to ensure we're providing McCarthy with the necessary support, but also that every move in the market aligns with our strategic goals, Mensah stated. The decision to wait can be risky. If another team decides to act first, the Vikings could lose the chance to sign Flacco. The Steelers and Browns are also monitoring the veteran situation, and an attractive offer could take him off Minnesota's radar. A factor that may work in the Vikings' favor is the relationship between Flacco and head coach Kevin O'Connell. Both were selected in the 2008 draft, and although they followed different paths, they maintain a respectful relationship. Last season, after the Vikings-Colts matchup, the two were seen talking and exchanging compliments. This connection could facilitate negotiations and make Minnesota an attractive destination for Flacco, who has already made it clear that he intends to keep playing but is looking for a competitive environment. With the offseason progressing and the need for an experienced backup becoming more evident, the Vikings will need to decide whether to keep waiting for the ideal moment or risk losing Flacco to another team. For now, the uncertainty remains. But one thing is certain: Flacco's arrival could bring security to the roster and strengthen J.J. McCarthy's development, ensuring the franchise has a smooth transition into its new era under the leadership of the young quarterback. As time runs out and the Vikings still don't have a defined backup quarterback, the question arises, to what extent is this wait beneficial? Although patience is a virtue in the NFL, a late move could expose the team to unnecessary risks. McCarthy, despite exceeding expectations since the draft, is in practice still a rookie with no league experience. Although he has shown competitiveness and mental toughness, stepping into a starting role right away without an established veteran by his side could hinder his adaptation to the pace and demands of the NFL. The ideal scenario is for a young quarterback to have a high-level mentor to help him through the transition, an NFL executive commented to The Athletic. It's a key piece in the development of a promising player, especially when it comes to a team that aims to compete in the playoffs. Flacco's presence on the roster could serve as insurance in case McCarthy isn't ready to step into the starting role immediately, or if he encounters setbacks during the season. Without him, the Vikings would be left relying on Brett Rypien, whose track record as a starter doesn't inspire full confidence. One factor that could push the Vikings to act faster than they'd like is the interest from other franchises. According to analysts at ESPN, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cleveland Browns are monitoring Flacco's situation and could make a move if they feel the need for a reliable veteran on their roster. The presence of a veteran quarterback like Flacco could add an extra layer of stability to the Steelers group. As for the Browns, despite having Deshaun Watson as their starter, they know injuries can quickly change plans, and Flacco has already proven his capability in Cleveland last year. Flacco himself has shown patience, waiting for the best opportunity before finalizing a contract with a team. Sources close to the player affirm that he is looking for an environment where he can play a significant role, whether as a mentor to a young quarterback or even as a viable option to step into the starting role if needed. In addition to the strategic timing related to compensatory picks, the Vikings also need to evaluate the financial aspects involved in potentially signing Flacco. With relatively limited salary cap space, the team would need to find an agreement that works for both the player and the franchise's financial planning. Historically, veteran quarterbacks in backup roles sign contracts ranging from $4 to $7 million annually, depending on experience and market demand. Considering that Flacco earned $4.5 million in his last contract with the Colts, it's expected that a deal with Minnesota would fall within this range. While this salary range wouldn't drastically compromise the team's finances, it still represents a significant investment for a player who, theoretically, won't be the starter. On the other hand, the cost-benefit of having a reliable backup could be crucial for the Vikings' 2025 campaign. If there's one factor that could accelerate the process of signing Flacco, it's Kevin O'Connell. The head coach of the Vikings has a history of valuing veteran quarterbacks and understands the importance of a mentor in developing young talent. In recent seasons, teams that invested in veterans to guide rookie quarterbacks saw positive returns. Recent examples include Alex Smith helping Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City and Ryan Fitzpatrick being a key piece in the development of Tua Tagovailoa in Miami. O'Connell knows how to shape a quarterback and values having a veteran in the QB room, stated an NFL Network analyst. If the Vikings truly see McCarthy as the future of the franchise, having a mentor like Flacco could make all the difference. Although the Vikings have yet to finalize a deal with Flacco, the signs point to an imminent decision. If the team is indeed waiting for the end of the compensatory picks period, an agreement could be reached soon, as the deadline for its impact on the draft is approaching. Until then, speculation continues. Vikings fans hope the franchise makes the right decision, ensuring the necessary support for McCarthy and increasing the chances of a competitive 2025 campaign. In conclusion, given the scenario in which the Minnesota Vikings find themselves, the possible signing of Joe Flacco as a backup quarterback goes beyond a simple addition to the roster and becomes a strategic move that could impact both the present and the future of the franchise. While J.J. McCarthy represents the long-term bet, the presence of a veteran like Flacco could provide immediate security and a solid foundation for the young quarterback's development, something that has proven effective in other NFL teams that followed a similar model. The Vikings' hesitation to finalize a deal may be justified by various factors, from preserving compensatory draft picks to carefully managing the salary cap. But each day that passes without a decision increases the risk of losing Flacco to a competitor. Historically speaking, the NFL has seen experienced veterans take on key roles in critical moments, whether as mentors or even as emergency replacements capable of leading a team to the playoffs. Flacco's most recent case with the Browns in 2023 reinforces this possibility, as he demonstrated that he still has the ability to deliver solid performances when needed, something that would be vital for a team that is still unsure how McCarthy will handle the pressure of being a starter. Additionally, Kevin O'Connell's offensive philosophy, which prioritizes a structured attack built around a disciplined and tactically minded quarterback, aligns well with Flacco's profile, as he has built his career as a secure and methodical passer. With increasingly limited options in the quarterback market and the need for a reliable plan B, Minnesota needs to urgently assess whether the cost-benefit of waiting longer truly outweighs the risk of being left without a key piece for the season. If the Vikings choose to finalize a contract right after the compensatory picks period, they will maintain their advantageous position in the 2026 draft while also securing an experienced quarterback to support McCarthy, creating a more controlled environment for transitioning a rookie into the franchise's most important position. On the other hand, if the team continues to delay the decision, they may end up seeing a rival like the Pittsburgh Steelers or even the Cleveland Browns take the lead and offer Flacco a contract before Minnesota has the chance to act. Considering that the quarterback has publicly stated that he wants to keep playing and that his priority is finding a team where he can actively contribute, the Vikings' inaction may become a decisive factor in the veteran's final choice. Regardless of the decision made, whether through action or inaction, it will reveal a lot about the front office's approach to the 2025 season and the future of the team under McCarthy's leadership. If Minnesota believes that the young quarterback is already ready to take the reins without a veteran mentor, putting all their chips on him could signal full confidence in his development. However, if the front office decides to bring in Flacco, it would acknowledge that even the most talented prospects can benefit from the experience of someone who has navigated various scenarios within the league. In the meantime, Vikings fans continue to wait for an answer, aware that the decision regarding Flacco could shape the franchise's direction, not just for this season, but for the years to come. Now, the ball is in the front office's court. Will Minnesota finally make a decision and bet on Flacco's experience, or will they keep waiting and risk losing a key piece to another team? And you, Vikings fans, are you eager to see the team sign veteran quarterback Joe Flacco to mentor McCarthy? Leave your comment below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and hit the like button to support the channel. Also, share this video with others. Thank you for watching, and go Vikings!